Jesus Christ, the Kha'zix Rework is out! It's out on the PBE, and I'm gonna go through it now, and I'm gonna look at everything, and I have done some graphs and looked how it will become. And I think this rework it's sad that they're gonna do, like, take away his ability to, like, 100% one-shot and 80 carry in the mid-game. But, to be fair, it's a little bit ridiculous to be able to one-shot an 80 carry with one armor pen item at level 6. Well, let's go through it, because it's really interesting how they have evolved his new kit and made him a more healthy assassin. So let's just go through his passive, which is a little bit changed. It's the same concept. You get an extra passive in your first auto attack when you haven't been seen, or when you go in your ult. So they changed it from being just a normal scaling damage here, you can see here, to being with AP ratio that nobody cared about, to a 2+ level times 8 plus 40 bonus 80. That's huge. Bonus 80 makes him able to do a lot more damage, especially emphasizing that passive and making his ult better because it resets his passive. That's pretty huge. It will make him do a lot more damage. But let's go through the more sad part of this rework, which is his Q, which had the evolved version being destroyed. Well, if you look at this normal now, they made a cooldown for 4 seconds from 3 seconds. I don't really... This is a little bit strange, I feel, but if you read the isolated thing, is that instead of just doing extra damage, it's just reducing the cooldown. So that's why they have to prop it up to 4 seconds. The insane thing is now that if you have 45% cooldown reduction, this will actually become a 0.77 second cooldown on your Q. Can you imagine how fast you can do that? That's like Evelyn spikes. And they made bonus damage increase to 50% from 30% to isolated target, and the AD ratio to 140%, like it is on the normal evolved Q. And when you evolve, you just get this extra cooldown thing and extra range. But this is pretty interesting, because before, the isolated evolved Q isolated damage was insane. You can see it here, it's 260 bonus AD plus this extra scaling per level, and it just props up to be insane damage. But I've toned that a lot down. But to be fair, now when you have this 60% cooldown, it will probably you can probably do 3 Qs in the time you can do 2 Qs. And if you add the damage, I think this will go higher. And it's a lot better for dueling, of course. But that one shot you can get is probably not gonna happen as often. So here you can see what I've calculated. Here's is the AD ratio for the Q now. This is the normal AD ratio, and this is the isolated AD ratio. And you take this, you multiply them together, you get this. It's just 40 under, but still, the big thing with this is it has the big extra damage from the levels and the normal level damage. But still, it's a big difference from 260 AD to 210. That's 50% AD. But you have to you have to also compare the damage with the passive alt attack. That will go up to 250% AD scaling on when you do alt attack Q. So here I have done a little bit of math and looked out his burst combat level 6. His burst combat level 6, when you just do a Q in auto attack and you have 60 AD, that's pretty normal. You have your jungle items and your runes. This is of course when you're really fed, but let's say this is not impossible to get this. So this is his normal attack damage plus his bonus attack damage plus his passive damage plus his Q damage plus the extra level Q damage he gets plus the ratio on the extra bonus scaling AD, and it gets to this big number. And it's a lot of damage, to be honest. That's extremely insane how much damage Kha'zix can do at that level. Like, how can it be anyone who can do more damage than Kha'zix at level 6? Holy Jesus Christ. But you have to compare this to the rework now, which will be as we said earlier, the normal 80 attack damage times the plus the 60 damage plus the new passive damage, that's actually 64, more than the old one, 55, plus the extra bonus, which is I think it's 30. No, it's not 30, but I'm tired. 25, I think. Yep, 25. So that is around 100 damage for just free, plus the 80 scaling on the Q, as we can see here. The 80 scaling here at level 3 is 120, and I think they will have still this just level based scaling still. They may be changing it, don't take this as 100%, but I think if you looked at the PBE, they have still this damage. Let's go down, and it goes into 439.9. But you need to know that if you do the combo when you jump and you Q in the air, land auto attack, you will have your Q back often, and that will actually acquire 685.9 damage. That's more than this. That's insane, and I even not even counted with Thunderlords. So let's go through the W. The W is just nerfed. To be honest, I hate this. The W now is no slow, and this will probably make Kha'Zix be forced to take the Blue Smite in the early game instead of going the Warhammer, cause often when you jump at someone, you maybe not get your auto attack. You need to have the W to slow them, but it does no longer slow, so you need to use the Smite to get to them. And if you look at the slow has been lowered to 40%, but this is a little bit funny. The evolved slow versus isolated target increased to 80% from 50%. To be honest, this is totally useless. Like, what I would like to use the evolved W2 is for team fighting, when people are just running away, or just you can peel your AD carry when you like W their tank and it's slowed. But they're not isolated anymore, often at least. So this will be pretty. I know that 80% is a lot, but I don't think it will be that huge in the big spectrum, cause in the end, if you find someone, you will probably just get them if you jump at them. But it can be good. But if we'll read this R now, which is new and insanely good, it can be probably the new 100% evolution at level 16, or we're gonna take this. I'm gonna discuss this later, but I think it may will be the first evolution if you play in a certain way. So let's look at it. Base stealth increased to 1.5 seconds from 1 second. This is actually pretty nice, because 1 second was pretty short, and it's at level 6 you can use it a lot better for ganking, and it's just better. And if you look at the R evolved is both a nerf and a buff. It's a nerf in the way that you don't have free stack anymore, and you only have it 0.5 seconds, but you have this new super unique thing that will make you go invisible when you go in a bush. Sorry for my English, by the way. And when you go out from it, it will proc this for 1.5 seconds, and it will make you able to proc it again to make a 3 second invisibility, or yeah, it's called invisibility still. And just to put in respect, that's as long as how Shaco's Q is. That's insane. Have a Shaco Q in just his R is insane. And I have my buddy here. He has on the PvP service. I'm gonna show how the Q looks with the cooldown reduction. It looks a little bit weird. He's gonna take dragon here. Okay, look how fast, and this will probably make him a lot better because his DPS will go up so high with this new change. You can see it gets refunded a lot, and he has only 13% cooldown reduction, and it's on probably 1.2 second cooldown. This is so cool. I'm excited for this. And the other thing is the new evolved R. I just need to find this in the video. Here, he's gonna kill this guy, and he's gonna evolve the R, and you're gonna see how cool this looks. Well, he's not. Oh, well, for the video purposes evolved are, because I still think level 11 you need always to evolve E because you use it instead. Look at this. He was invisible, the timer is on, and you can proc this for another time with your ult, but he just... Look, that's like using your ult every time you go out in the bush. That's like insane. I'm excited for that. That's gonna be so strong. Holy cow. So let's go back to the... here. I think probably, if I'm gonna speculate, I'm gonna think that if you have not seen the new items, it's the Duskar Blade has got a new passive that makes you get some... I don't know the exact numbers, but you get some extra damage every time you go unseen for 1 second. And what does Kha'Zix ult do? It makes you invisible. So probably, maybe the Blade of Duskar are gonna be the first rush item after jungle item, and he's probably gonna become a lot better in mid lane, in my opinion, because you have to think about, he just got pretty much buffed there extremely, because in the early game you have now a Q that scales on 140 AD instead of 120 AD. It's a big difference. You have the extra damage for the early game with the 50% extra isolation damage. The cooldown is a little bit on nerf, but I think the damage will make up for it. The passive going invisible, the passive with doing extra that bonus physical damage now is huge. So the level 1 Q auto will be insane with Thunderlord. Will probably do around 350 damage. And for items is that the new Blade of Duskar, and we have to see how the new armor pen work. If you're gonna do a hard armor pen build, or you're gonna go something like Black Cleaver and Death Dance, because Black Cleaver will stack up really fast now when your Q is like faster than an auto attack, and the Death Dance is gonna be insane for those fights versus bruiser or tanks, because you will heal more than they do damage probably. And I think that's gonna be something that's you can abuse if you're playing him versus a lot of tanks or just bruisery people. So, and I have one more speculation. I think that Storm Raider Search is gonna be core on Kha'Zix now, because I think when you have the Q on 1.7 second cooldown, I don't think you need 200 extra damage in late game. I think the most important is able to do Q, and always just be able to Q and stay with them. And the Storm Raiders buff will probably make that really easy compared to before. So this is my speculation. I think I did every math wrong. Wrong. Oh, I'm stupid. Right? And if you have any comments, please tell me, because I really want to know everybody's opinion of this rework. I think it's a little bit sad that you won't be able to do those team fights when you just jump the person, kill that person, wait for cooldowns, jump to another person, kill that. But I think this is a more healthy way, a more strategy way to play Kha'Zix, and it's probably gonna be more fun, at least for someone who's played around 1,000 games with Kha'Zix. And I'm really excited for this. So stay tuned to the channel. I will probably update this when I see the exact numbers for the Q damage and the exact number for everything, because we don't know everything about him yet. And that's it. Thank you for watching, and if you want to support this video or anything, just leave a comment or like or subscribe. I'm gonna keep this up, and I see you guys. Bye bye.